Ira's body had floated in an endless void, a realm of infinite darkness devoid of time or sound. Adrift and disoriented, he felt neither life nor death, only emptiness. From the farthest reaches of the void, a faint light had appeared, a fragile, golden glimmer that grew larger and warmer as it drew closer. It consumed the darkness, blinding Ira with its intensity. As the brilliance softened, a figure emerged, Marduk. The supreme god, bathed in an ethereal glow, exuded grace and authority. His serene presence made the void seem insignificant. Overwhelmed, Ira had whispered, "Marduk, is this truly you?" Bowing, he awaited an answer. Marduk had smiled gently, his melodic voice resonating like the cosmos. "It is I, Ira. You are in the presence of your father." Haunted by memories of his death, Vanessa's trembling hands, and the blade that had pierced his heart, Ira asked, "Am I dead?" Marduk explained, "Death is but a concept. You were wounded, but you cannot perish. This is a pause in your journey." He revealed the world's peril, where darkness threatened to consume the light. "Without you, Ira, the world will fall. You must return." Determined, Ira accepted his fate, prepared to defend the light once more. Ira had spoken with a voice heavy with guilt. "But I failed," he admitted. "Bree, Nimigus, Cyrus, they're too strong. Even with the Blaze Frost celestial sword, I couldn't." Marduk had stepped closer, placing a warm, steadying hand on Ira's shoulder. "You did not fail, my son," he said gently. "You fought with courage and love. Your mission is not yet complete." Ira, overwhelmed, had asked, "What more can I do? I've given everything. I've lost everything." Marduk's gaze grew firm. "You have not lost everything. The light of Marduk still burns within you. I will unlock a power dormant within you, a power to stand against gods if necessary." The words shocked Ira. "Stand against the gods?" he asked, trembling. Marduk explained that sometimes even gods faltered in judgment, and balance required mortals to challenge them. He revealed Ira's unique strength, forged through trials and illuminated by divine light. As Marduk spoke, Ira's hesitation gave way to resolve. He remembered the darkness threatening the world and vowed, "I'll return. I'll finish what I started." Marduk, filled with pride, blessed Ira with celestial power, enveloping him in golden light. Ira felt reborn, his body alive with divine energy, ready to face the shadows once more. Marduk's voice echoed through the void, a final command before Ira was thrust back into reality. "Go now, Ira. Your mission awaits. The world still needs you." In an instant, Ira was pulled from eternity and returned to the living world. This time, however, he carried a power capable of altering the destinies of gods and men alike. The storm had quieted to an ominous rumble, rain falling gently against the earth, heavy with the aftermath of battle. Vanessa knelt in the mud, trembling and tearful, haunted by the memory of plunging her sword into Ira's heart. His serene expression as he dissolved into nothingness lingered in her mind. Yet, the world pulsed with a strange energy, as though it refused to accept Ira's death. Bree, cloaked in dark energy, watched triumphantly, while Nimigus, ever composed, grew uneasy at the faint but growing pulse of energy beneath their feet. The tension thickened as the ground began to tremble, and a bright light emerged in the courtyard, small at first, but steadily expanding. The brilliance illuminated the space, dissolving rain into mist. Bree snarled in disbelief, and Nimigus stepped back warily as the light revealed a shape within, something alive, radiant, and utterly divine. A faint silhouette emerged from the light, gradually revealing Ira, resplendent atop a majestic black horse radiating golden light. Clad in radiant armor adorned with ancient Babylonian symbols, a golden crown on his helm, and wielding the Blaze Frost celestial sword, he stepped forward, the brilliance around him parting like a divine veil. Vanessa's breath caught, tears streaming as she whispered, "Ira, you're alive." Guiding his horse forward, Ira's gaze softened upon Vanessa. His voice, now imbued with Marduk's light, carried warmth and strength. "Vanessa," he said gently, "I have returned. Bree stood paralyzed, muttering in disbelief, "No. This is impossible. I killed you." Fury overtook him as Ira calmly replied, "You cannot kill what is destined to live. My mission is not complete, and the light endures." Nimigus, cold and calculating, declared Ira's return unnatural. Ira, unwavering, countered, "Chaos will not prevail. The balance must be restored." Bree roared in defiance, dark energy coiling as he prepared to strike. Ira raised the Blazefrost sword, its icy light blazing as the courtyard trembled with divine energy. "Your reign of darkness ends here," Ira proclaimed. Light filled the courtyard, signaling the beginning of the final battle. Hope rekindled in Vanessa's heart. The storm's remnants lingered, casting shadows over the ruined courtyard as rain drizzled. Vanessa stood near Ira, her heart pounding at his miraculous return. His golden crown gleamed, and his armor radiated under the heavy clouds. Overwhelmed with emotion, Vanessa whispered, "Ira." Her voice trembled as he turned to her, resolute yet calm. Placing a steady hand on her shoulder, Ira softly commanded, "Vanessa, stand behind me." She hesitated, sensing a new, ancient power within him. The Blazefrost celestial sword in Ira's hand pulsed ominously, its edges flickering with black and violet flames, the dark flame blaze, a gift of Marduk, forged in celestial wars. Nimigus struck first, unleashing dark energy with fury. "You should have stayed dead, Ira," she hissed, venomous. Her attack surged, but Ira remained unmoved, his eyes closed until the moment the energy reached him. Then, he opened them, and the dark flame blaze erupted violently, consuming Nimigus's magic without resistance. The flames turned on Nimigus, engulfing her with terrifying speed. Her screams pierced the courtyard as the flames devoured her dark magic and power, leaving nothing behind. Vanessa watched, awestruck and terrified, as Ira stood unyielding, wielding the fire of gods to reshape the battle. Nimigus convulsed, clawing at the air as she desperately tried to summon her ancient magic to extinguish the relentless dark flame blaze. But her efforts were futile. The flames consumed her, turning her once invincible form into a blazing torch. As she writhed, spirits of the countless souls she had killed emerged from the flames, their hollow eyes accusing her. Their ghostly voices whispered, "You owe us. Now we take yours," as they dragged her deeper into the inferno. Her screams echoed through the courtyard until, with an explosive burst, she was reduced to ash, scattered by the violent blaze. The courtyard fell silent except for the crackling flames and distant thunder. The eerie fire faded, leaving only the echoes of the tormented souls. Bree, pale and trembling, whispered in shock, "The flames of hell are nothing compared to this." Ira stood tall, the Blazefrost celestial sword faintly glowing in his hand. Vanessa approached him, awestruck and fearful. "It's over," Ira said softly, but Vanessa sensed otherwise. Bree, fueled by rage and dark energy, vowed vengeance. "You won't defeat me," he hissed. The night descended into chaos as Bree summoned the unrelenting forces of hell, twisting reality into a battlefield of unimaginable destruction. Bree stood in the eye of his infernal storm, his face twisted into a sneer of triumph. His maddened eyes locked onto Ira with pure hatred. "You may have defeated Nimigus," he growled, his voice booming like thunder through the corrupted air. "But don't think you've won. Hell's power is mine, and I'll burn this world to the ground." Ira remained silent, gripping the Blazefrost celestial sword as the dark flame blaze hummed with destructive energy. He knew this battle was against more than Bree, it was against ancient forces of hell eager to break free. The immense power Bree wielded threatened the very fabric of existence. Bree unleashed his fury, summoning three corrupted figures, Flora, Zen Master Benzi, and Priest Torain, now puppets of his hellish will. Grinning, Bree hurled them at Ira, their bodies aflame with darkness. "They'll die for me," he spat venomously. "And you'll die by their hands." Ira struck with precision, the Blazefrost celestial sword unleashing divine flames. The dark flame blaze engulfed the corrupted trio, purging their demonic possession. Amid screams of pain and fury, the darkness was burned away, releasing their trapped souls. As they collapsed, Trembling and confused, Flora whispered, "Where are we?" Zen Master Benzi murmured, "I was lost, consumed." Priest Torine, shaking, asked, "How are we still alive?" Ira stood over them, the Blaze Frost celestial sword glowing in his hand, the dark flame blaze flickering around the blade like a living thing. His eyes softened as he looked down at the three freed souls, confusion clouding their expressions. "You were bound by Bree," Ira said softly, his voice heavy with sorrow. "You were used as pawns in his war. But the dark flame blaze freed you from that curse." Before they could respond, the flames surrounding them flared violently. The dark flame blaze roared, exploding outward with a deafening roar. The fire consumed Flora, Benzi, and Torine, their bodies disintegrating in bursts of energy. Their screams echoed before silence fell, leaving only ash and smoke. Bree staggered back, his hands trembling. The weight of defeat pressed heavily on him as he muttered, I have ruined my mother's plan." The name Tiamat hung in the air like a curse. Her warning about the blaze echoed in Bree's mind, but he had ignored her prophecy. Now, consumed by failure and regret, Bree clenched his fists. "Mother, I have failed you," he whispered. Summoning his remaining strength, Bree enveloped himself in Hell's energy, preparing for one final, desperate stand. Ira watched as Bree prepared his desperate final attack, dark energy flickering unevenly around him. Despite his weakened state, Bree was still a formidable opponent, one who had wielded the forces of Hell itself. Charging with a guttural roar, surrounded by hellfire, Bree launched his final assault. Ira stood resolute, the Blaze Frost celestial sword raised high as the dark flame blaze erupted in black and violet fire. As the two forces clashed, Bree glimpsed Tiamat's face, her ancient warning echoing in his mind. Accepting his fate, Bree unleashed a massive wave of hellfire. The collision of energies sent shockwaves through the battlefield, the flames of hell and the dark flame blaze locked in violent combat. Slowly, Ira's flames overtook Bree's, consuming his dark energy. Bree screamed in agony as the fire enveloped him, his form shifting wildly, first a tiger, then a bear, and finally a lion. Each transformation succumbed to the unrelenting blaze. Bree's body twisted once more into the shapes of Flora, Benzi, and Torine, their faces contorted with pain as the fire consumed them. With a final explosion, Bree disintegrated into ash, leaving the battlefield silent. Ira stood amidst the devastation, burdened by the weight of his victory and the destruction left behind.